Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Gamer's Diary, episode 6. I wouldn't really say we have a lot to talk about, but we are behind, and we do have some things that we need to talk about. Alright, one of the things that we need to talk about on Gamer's Diary today is that, well, I believe my job is going to give me a temporary schedule change for the next week or two. So that means you might see some very unusual video upload timing. So I know I usually have a schedule, but I'm going to have my hands full for the next week or two at my job with the because I got a promotion, which is good. It's always good making progress. Another thing I want to talk about, like, I love this computer so much because my mom got it for me, but it's a really slow computer. I really love this computer, don't get me wrong. This computer is good for basic YouTube watching, flash games. It's good for playing games, surfing the web. But when it comes to video editing on this computer, it could be a little bit too much for this computer to handle. It's a dual core computer, and from my personal experience, I've had nothing but dual core computers in my life, and I just want them all to burn. I don't want no more dual core computers in existence. I don't want to see a dual core computer ever again. But that being said, I have been thinking about making my own computer. And after doing some research and studying on what type of parts I need for the computer I want to make, it appears that it's going to be a $600 budget. Yes, that's right. It's going to be $600 for me to put this computer together. Now, my YouTube channel is way too new to make any type of profit or money or donations to get the money for the computer. But we must make do with what we have. So while I save the $600 for all the parts for my computer, I am going to just keep on working with the dual core computer that I have. And I'll let you know later if this works, but I have a plan on how I could speed up production. Now, if you don't notice already, I use Sony Vegas 14 on my laptop to edit my videos, do the music, the audio cuts, everything. I use Sony Vegas Pro 14, and I had an idea today where it would be assumed that if I have 3 different Sony Vegas windows opened up and I have 3 different videos render all at the same time, I would hope that all 3 videos will render at the same pace. But if they don't, I would at least hope that all 3 of them will be finished rendering by the time I wake up, so that way I do not have to babysit the computer. I could just do as much video editing as possible, and when I finish all my projects, I could render all of them all at once overnight. That is the plan, and I hope it goes well, because if it does, that will speed up video production for now to improve on my channel until I get my computer. By the way, what kind of computer are we talking about? Well, we're gonna start off with a tower. Obviously, the tower I'm looking at is on Amazon, and it's $170 starting price. This tower has a side window as any other good gaming computer has. And you can open the side window and put the parts in there. This tower is, yes, $170. It's a little bit much, but I am not going to be disappointed with this tower. It's going to serve me for years to come, I'm sure. Now, in the tower, we are going to have an ATX MSI gaming motherboard. And in this motherboard is going to have an AM4 socket, which is the required built-in hardware for it to be compatible with a processor known as Ryzen 7. This Ryzen 7 processor is going to have an 8-core processor. And in the 8-core processor, we are going to start off with 16 gigabytes of RAM, and we're going to have a 1 terabyte SSD, not SSD, that's way too expensive. We're gonna have a 1 terabyte hard drive installed on this computer. And we're gonna make sure that we do some research, make sure that I buy a proper power supply for the 8-core processor. And I also need to make sure that it has good cooling system, because if it doesn't have a good cooling system, it really could hurt the motherboard. I'm sure of it, because it's going to turn into a space heater, and we don't want a space heater. We want a fast computer. So it shouldn't be that hard to get the cooling needed for an 8-core Ryzen processor. So doing the math, normally to get a computer that has all these specs built into it already, it will cost you $1,200. But instead of us spending $1,200 for this new computer, I'm going to build it myself. So it's going to be around a $600 budget. Not too bad, I say. I'm actually very excited about it. By the way, on another unrelated note, my birthday is coming up on July the 22nd. That is... Whoa! At the time of doing this video, it is 1:02 a.m. right now. Happy birthday to myself! I'm 23 right now! Wow. I'm 23 years old right now. It's 1:02 a.m. It's 1:03 a.m. in the morning right now. I'm 23 years old. Wow, I had no idea that my age was going to sneak up on me like that. It may not seem like a big deal, but I am baffled. I did not prepare myself to be 23 years old yet. I'm getting older. As I get older, I just want to make sure that I promise myself that I will become a better adult. And as I get older, I want to make sure that I get smarter. I don't want to disappoint myself. I have very high hopes and I have big dreams. If you didn't know, all this computer talk may be new to you, but I am a whiz at computers. Computers are my thing. But I never built a computer before. So this is going to be my very first time building a computer. And like, I've always been into high-tech stuff. So computers is my thing, okay? And it is my dream to be a software engineer. I want to be a software engineer one day, making a yearly income of $70,000 a year at least. But before I become a software engineer, I thought it would be more smart to take a small step to get an associate's in computer science first before I become a software engineer. And other people, my friends, have told me that the best code to learn as your first language will be Python. So I'm also going to be studying Python by myself on how Python works and how to use it. And hey, who knows? If I get really good at studying how to do Python, maybe I'll make some videos about Python. Interesting videos, of course, because obviously at this point I don't know what kind of videos I'm going to make with Python, but I would assume that I would make some interesting videos for you viewers using the Python code. Moving on to the next subject. I am having an update on my schedule too, besides the work schedule after that. I am no longer going to be live streaming on Saturdays, because it turns out I am way more busier than I thought on Saturdays. So Saturdays I don't have time to do any live streaming at all. So instead of live streaming on Saturdays, we're going to start live streaming on Tuesdays. So Tuesday is going to be player matches with Asuka, and we're going to be live streaming between the hours of 1 p.m. in the afternoon to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And if the live stream is going well, it might be longer than 2 p.m. We'll just have to see how it goes. So that's an update to the schedule for today. But I also finished the Puyo Puyo Tetris video, Puyo Puyo Tetris Part 7, and I really like what I did with it. I really hope you guys watch it and enjoy it. Another thing, let's see, what else we have to talk about? So, another thing on the subject is that we are at 48 subscribers right now. So, I'm 2 subscribers away from 50. Really trying to push hard to get those next extra 2 subscribers we need left for 50. But I feel like I got a lot out today. So I really like computers. I really hope that one day I do become a software engineer, because that is my dream. And we all have dreams, and I believe that I can achieve it. So, another thing I want to mention is that I now have a new outro. So, well, it's not really that complicated, but what I really mean is that I have a new outro song that I'm going to start using for my videos from now on. So, I'm working hard on trying to figure out what does my channel need. What could I do to make it look more professional, more presenting, more pleasing. And then when my channel is finally established, I can finally start promoting my videos to YouTube, and I can finally start promoting my videos to Google, so that way I can gain more subscribers through advertising. But until then, I honestly feel like we're just barely halfway there. Next, on the next segment, I am going to make a video on why my name is SBV YouTube. There is a story behind the name SBV YouTube, and that is going to be talked about in the next episode of Gamer's Diary. Sorry to leave you guys on a cliffhanger, and you guys have a nice one. Peace!